Hey friends, happy Friday. TGIF. Happy Friday. We have made it. We have made it to the weekend. Can I get a hallelujah in the comments, please? My name is Robin and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. If you are on the live tonight, I am super happy that you are here with me. And if you happen to be watching the replay later, I'm also glad that you are watching the replay. Either one, make sure you say hi in the comments and tell me where you are watching from. I happen to be in central Kansas and it is in the thick of summer. We are in our 100-degree era. So bear with us, pray for us. And also, while you're at it, pray for all of the victims and those that have been affected by the flooding. And if you would read the graphic that's right there, I'll talk about it here in a little bit. But once you hop on the live or the replay, please feel free to say hi in the comments. As always, I am live in 2 locations this evening. So if you hear me refer to a comment that is not in your feed, that person is probably watching from a different platform. And as always, if you like this project and you think that others should see it, please feel free to spread the craft all over Facebook and YouTube. Hit that heart button, hit that like button, tag your crafty friends, invite them to watch along with you. Not only does hitting the thumbs up and the likes and the sprinkles help my channel, but it also helps you because it tells the algorithm that you like this kind of content, and it will start giving your feed more content like this. And I think that's about it. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. He says hallelujah. And Bonita says, literally just pulled into the garage, returning from home from our vacation. I hope you had a great vacation and welcome back. Real quick, if you happen to be shopping this weekend or you just feel like you want to give, I have a graphic right there. Um, as always, I know that's my phrase of this evening. Couture is a partner with Watts of Love, and Watts of Love typically provides solar powered lights for people that are usually in places that typically use kerosene for electricity or for light, which is dangerous and expensive. And so Watts of Love comes in and provides solar lights for people that don't have electricity. And not only do they provide solar lights, but they also provide education. So now that they have money freed up from buying expensive kerosene, Lots of Love teaches them literacy education about using that money to perhaps buy a chicken, which in our country sounds kind of weird, but with that chicken, they can sell the eggs. And with that money, they can buy additional chickens. They can buy crops to plant, and then they can sell those crops. So it's not only giving and providing electricity, but it's also providing education to empower people who are less fortunate to provide for themselves and to provide for their families. Typically, it's in other countries, but in disasters in America like hurricanes, fires, tornadoes, and currently the flooding that's happening around, especially in Texas, Watts of Love comes in and provides solar lighting and other necessities for people who have suffered natural disasters. So if you happen to be shopping on my Chalk site this weekend, some of these transfers that are pictured there, Couture will donate $2 per transfer, per applicable transfer, to Watts of Love, and then that all of those proceeds go to help people in Texas. If you don't want to purchase anything but you want to donate, I will make sure this weekend to put some donation links that go directly to my Chalk site, and then they go through my Chalk site to Watts of Love. You can just donate directly instead of purchasing anything. You can do it in amounts of anywhere from $1 to, I believe it's $50. But you can do, like if you wanted to do 100, you would just donate the 2 of the $50 donations, and that would equal $100. So I will post more about that this weekend, but I just wanted to bring that up with you, just so that we can help the families in Texas. So with that, let me go ahead and flip my camera, and we will move on. So welcome everyone. So we finished this tote bag last week, or last Monday. Gosh, it feels like it was way a week ago. And I promised you that I would heat set it before we do the project this evening. So this is our tote bag. It is nice and dry. And if you've ever used the Chalkology ink or any other kind of fabric ink, it feels a little tacky. It feels a little sticky. And so you need to heat set it, and that'll kind of help burn, or it'll kind of help impermeate the ink into the fabric a little more. This tote bag actually has a pleat at the bottom, and it's kind of impeding some of my design down here. So I'm going to pull the pleat down so that I have a smooth surface to heat set. And then I'm going to pull out a piece of parchment paper. And I'm just going to put it over. I happen to have a little tiny travel iron that I got from Walmart. It's one of my favorites. It's set on about medium heat. Do you want to set it on a setting that's compatible with the fabric that you are ironing? And then you're just going to, you can kind of, because your design is dry, you can kind of move it around a little bit. That way you don't scorch your tote bag. If you happen to have a heat press or an easy press, you're going to set it at about 305, and you're going to press it for about 30 seconds. At least the front side. If you feel ambitious, you can go ahead and do the reverse side if you want to. With a home iron, again, set it to whatever setting is compatible to the fabric of your project. The Couture instructions say with a home iron to do 4 minutes per side. But if you have your heat iron or your iron set too high, for 4 minutes it's going to scorch your project. So just kind of use your judgment. I'd say a couple minutes. And I like to check mine. You're going to be able to feel when it's truly heat set, because you won't, if you rub your hand like this, you kind of won't, it'll be hard to feel the ink. I'll do a little bit longer. And then once you heat set your design, it is washable, which is really nice. So if I ever spilled soda on my tote bag, I could throw this in the wash, and it would, the design would not be ruined by the washing machine or the detergent or anything like that. I am giving a little bit of pressure, not much. It's mainly the heat though. If you got your tote bag up, or if you have your design up close to this seam up here, just make sure you get all the way up to the top of the design. That seam may get in your way a little bit. You could even put, if you were having issues, you could put like a towel or something right there to help kind of pad that area to where that seam doesn't get in your way. that's pretty good. Yeah. So we are all set. I don't. If it bled through the backside a lot, you might want to consider heat setting it from the backside. I'm pretty confident that, but I'll go ahead and give it a. We'll give it just a little bit of. And because it's dry, I'm not going to put anything in between it. Hopefully that won't bite me in the booty. But it definitely doesn't need much. Okay. I think we are all good to go with our tote bag. Ta-da! So there is our cute little garden vegetable tote bag ready for the farmer's market. Okay. If you have any questions about heat setting, feel free to message me or you can comment on this video. I will be more than happy to help. I'm going to put that away for now. And we're going to get out our project for this evening, and it is a lot. I have this gigantic bowl of stuff. So we're going to be using the UV resin that Couture carries. It's from DIY Craft. And then we're also going to be using maybe the UV flashlight from Couture, which it has a large head, which doesn't, most UV flashlights are tiny. This one happens to be about 2 1/4 in diameter. And then if you happen to be leery of UV resin, I did see some junk keychains made with this Mod Podge Ultra. So we're going to maybe try that too if we have time. So what you need are some blank acrylic keychains. These happen to be from Hobby Lobby. I forgot to get, you can get these in a couple different areas. And actually these are actually in the wood aisle, believe it or not. And these are super cheap. There are 6 keychains for $1.49, and it comes already with the hardware. So that is super, super cheap. Jason said super cute on the tote bag. So that's these. You can also get these in the mixed media sublimation new aisle that has all of the where they've moved all of the tote bags and things to. And it's this brand. It's this white packaging, but they're a little more expensive. They're $2.79 for 6 of these. But you can also get the motel keychains. So they're the black ones. They look like the old-fashioned, the vintage motel keychains. So I have some in black. And if you don't want glitter, these actually have glitter inside of them. I don't know if I can. There. So you could use those. I need to get out my tools. I have some silicone tools here. I have a mini funnel for another project. They also have some dog bone shaped ones, so I thought it might be cute to make my little Luna something. And then you just need beads or flat backs. These are from Michael's. They're also the vintage motel, but they're just a plain acrylic, so you can get them at Michael's as well. I'm going to leave those in there. So I have some multicolor flat back pearls. I have some of these, but I might have gotten the last couple of packages. There's some flowers, and they're kind of a iridescent flowers, butterflies. I have some of these little heart pearls. These were on clearance. These are 8mm flat back pearls. I have some little silver and gold bows. I have some alphabet beads. So let's put all this over there. I don't know what. And then I also have been collecting, because you know, I don't just ease into a new hobby. I go full ham and have to have everything. Even if so I have some of these bows. They're gold and silver. And I got most of this at Hobby Lobby. Surprise, surprise. I have some little strawberries. And I think this bead design company, they're almost always half off. I think every week they're half off. Hey, Miss Ashley. I got some of these cute little vintage looking flat back flowers. These are actually shank buttons. So I got them over in the sewing department. These were some of the beads on a string. So they do have a hole in them, but I think they'll be okay. These happen to be in the scrapbook aisle. These little guys, these little paw prints. And then these are shank buttons. And I forgot to look for my shank cutter. So if you use shank buttons, you do really need to take the shank off the back. You might be able to use scissors. I got some sunflower buttons. These are also buttons. They were in a package in the sewing aisle. Now I wish we had Joann's, because they had the best buttons. And then I have some of these popular bows. They're also buttons, but they were in the paper crafting section. So I tried to save all my little tags, so I knew where I got stuff. And then again, I went all ham. I bought these and a whole big package at Hobby Lobby. And then I remembered I bought these. These are also flat back pearls. These are rhinestones or crystals. They're plastic. And then I have a ton of alphabet letters. So let's kind of get started. I thought I would dump. I don't know if I'll use all of those packages, but I got them out. And then I found these at Dollar General. I thought $3 was a pretty good deal, and they're a little thinner than some of the ones you find at like Hobby Lobby. I don't need vertical space, so I thought they were kind of nice. They're supposed to be like those snackle boxes, but I'm going to use them for bead stuff. Okay. I don't know if I necessarily need to save all the tags. Let's pour some of these in there. I know this is kind of tedious, but this way I won't have a bajillion packages everywhere. Although I might end up with a bajillion beads everywhere pretty soon. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Okay, when I unlock a craft, I unlock a craft. I like these. These are cute little silver crosses. Yep, Jason says full ham. That's pretty much what happened. I thought these were so cute, these little pastel hearts. They're like little pony beads. I'm not going to get everything out. Not like the whole package. Got some of those. Let's open this. And then I need you guys to think of a cute little phrase that we can make. Not a long phrase, or just a couple words like summertime, or what text should we put on our first keychain? You guys can help me out with that. Like we could do some strawberries with berry sweet, or we could do the Fur Mama. I don't know how to get into that one. I should not be using those scissors, however. I could put full ham on one of them. These would be cute to do if you have sports teams, because I know Hobby Lobby has, like, I think they have baseball, football, basketball, maybe soccer beads. So you could maybe find some numbers and do like the kids' names with their jersey numbers, or there's some tiny ones in there. I'm trying to get the tiny ones out. You can't see that very well. Just so I know what I have. These are, oops, took that right out. This one's gorgeous. I don't know if you can see all the shimmer. Oh, there's cute little bows in there. It's like a treasure hunt. Okay, I think we're good to go. Those are different flowers. Okay, so I'm a little nervous about this, I'll be honest. I've watched a butt ton of TikToks. I think I'm ready. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last week. We're good, hopefully. I also have, I think I've had these in my stash. I think I got them from a friend. And then I also have some glitter. I have some white glitter. I have some silver holographic glitter. And then of course I had to get some teal. Ashley says she needs to do this with our beads. We'll organize them. Okay, so then I also have a little silicone measuring cup, and then I also thought I might try some of our color trays to mix some stuff up in. We'll see. I think, have you guys come up with a phrase yet? Okay, I think I'm ready. Except it does say on here, this is the plate for my light. I do have my UV flashlight. I also have a UV light over here. It says to please tear off protective film before using. Oh, well, that was helpful. Maybe. If I can get past this step, I think we might be good. I need a pokey tool. There we go. So the The keychains also have that protective layer on both sides. I'm going to leave the back side on until we're all done. So I'm just pulling off the protective cover. And I also think you're probably supposed to sand. I've seen some people sand. I've seen other people not sand. So we're just going to lightly sand. I think I want all on there. Just to give something that for the acrylic or the resin to stick to. And then I have some rubbing alcohol. Get some of that dust off. Where's that? Kind of made my. Okay. Then I think I'm going to flip one of my color trays over because this loop is kind of getting in the way. And I think I'm also going to stick a little bit of tape down. I know it's 30 minutes in and I haven't done a thing. Okay. Have you guys thought of a phrase yet? Because we kind of need to pick that out too as we go. So I have all my beads mixed up in here. Let's just do an easy peasy one. Let's do Faith. And I think, let's do the smaller letters. So I put all my alphabet letters in here, and it was probably shouldn't have done that, but I didn't want 50 bajillion alphabet bead boxes, but it's kind of hard to see what all I have. Okay. Summer vibes, fun vibes, love. Well, maybe if we do another one, we'll do one of those. And then I definitely want to do a cross. And then I like some of these sweet little flowers. And nothing has to match. There definitely can be hodgepodge. That's sweet. Let's do some of these pearls that shot everywhere. Let's just do a couple of these pearls. And then we'll do a bow tie. I mean, you can even have something hanging off the side. Let's find another color. You keep messing with the theme. I'm not really doing a theme. I'm just kind of playing. Actually, let's use this pink instead. Oops. Let's just use a little bit of everything. Let's see. I need to cut that shank off. Oh, I know what I can use. Hold, please. I have some flush cutters. These aren't my shank cutters, but they will work. I think I got these at Michael's. I'm sure they have them at Hobby Lobby, Walmart. Walmart has stepped up their crafting and jewelry and all sorts of stuff. Yep, that works. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to don gloves. If you are sensitive to smells, you might also want to wear a mask or a respirator. I am daring. I think I'm going to use just this plain white shine iridescent glitter. So this is just UV resin. It hardens with either a UV light or UV rays from the sun, and it can even be a cloudy day. So it does say you need a 36 watt UV light, so it takes 2 to 4 minutes with the UV light. In direct sunlight, it takes 5 to 10 minutes. If it's cloudy, it's 20 to 40 minutes if you're curing less than 5 millimeter thickness. You also want to be away from a window because it will start to harden. Where are those little tiny? I need to go get, I forgot my little scooper duper thing. That's not what I wanted. I guess I could have used my color stick. So you don't want to put so much glitter in that it changes the viscosity of your UV resin. So if it gets too thick, then that's no bueno. So you just want to mix it up. So Ashley, you're going to have to tell me if I'm doing this correctly or not. So then you're just going to pour it onto your blank, and you're just going to kind of push it out towards the edges. UV resin is kind of self-leveling. I should have probably taken the hardware off. You kind of have to work around the hardware, which has its pros and cons. I'm going to get and I have some silicone tools over here. So you can do it a couple of ways. You can put down like this base coat, and then you can harden it, and then put on another thin coat, and kind of use that as your glue. Ashley says, good so far. Do you have a lighter or torch to get the bubbles out of the resin? I do. I also have seen people spray it with rubbing alcohol to kind of help pop some of those bubbles. You just don't want such a thick coating that it like oozes all over off the edges. I played a little bit at ChalkCon, but not to this extent. And so when you're curing it, you want to make sure you move your tools out of the way. Otherwise, you'll cure all of that. So let's try our flashlight first. If it takes too long, we'll use my other light. So I'm going to put this as a base coat because I'm sure it's a terrible base coat. So it's 8:12. So it said 2 to 4 minutes. So this flashlight's great for small projects, but if you're doing a larger project, you're probably going to want to get a light of some sort. Can't even tell if I have bubbles, which I probably should have. Oh yeah, I've got some holes. I forgot to test for pop bubbles. I can't see if I have any bubbles. I know I have a few little divots where I didn't even get any resin, but that's where my second coat hopefully will help. I'm going to try to bring my other light over. I'm actually going to just take that apart. This light is a 360 light, so it can come apart, and I'm not going to use that part. I need to find something that I can hang this on so I don't have to hold it. I'm going to have to work on that. Or build a stand that has a hole that I can just set the flashlight on. I'm not working one-handed. I'm trying to put this in. I got it. Oh yeah, I can see a couple of big old divots. Okay, so it's been 2 minutes. I'm going to turn the flashlight off and we'll do a little checking, but I can't. Well, it's not liquid anymore, so it is kind of tacky. So let's try this light for a couple of minutes. I'll just do it for another 2. See, then that frees my hands up, and I can put more than one project under it. So Miss Ashley is the epoxy queen. She does the most beautiful glitter pens. She has an Etsy page. She also has pens downtown at Flipping Fabulous. Oops, where did my little... So I'm assuming this turns off on its own. And you know what? I'm going to go rogue and don't do as I do. Do as I say. You should probably wear gloves. But I can't. I need some tighter fitting gloves if I'm going to do that. Okay, so let's get out those black keychains. And we'll try this Ultra Mod Podge while we're waiting. So these vintage motel keys are 6 keychains for $2.79, and Hobby Lobby carries the UV DTF transfers. We call them cold peel stickers, so you can decorate them with the cold peel stickers. These actually have kind of a ridge on them, which would be great. It's probably what I should have started with, so my resin had a border. Okay, let's check this out. Holy snots. Yep. It's pretty hard. I see some dimples. Oh yeah, I got some dimples. That's okay. So that's what it looks like right now. See, that you can see the light will show I've got some dimples there. I've got them. Oh yeah. That's where I didn't get the resin all the way. But yeah, it's hard. Okay, so let's put down another layer of resin. I'm just going to put some right on the project. I don't know if you can kind of see it kind of leveling it. It's kind of smearing itself. I'm going to make sure that I think I want to use that tool I had. If I didn't, oh, that's still sticky. I'm going to make sure I get those areas filled in where I missed. Ashley says you did it. They make it look so easy on TikTok. And I think next time I might take the hardware off. Okay, I'm going to flood it with a little bit more, especially down here. And then we're going to add our stuff. And in between projects, you can wipe down your tools with some rubbing alcohol. And that should take the liquid resin off. Stick that right there. Okay, so let's add our letters. Best way to do. I probably need the other tweezers that aren't. I don't know where to put that. That aren't the reverse tweezers. Might be easier in this project. So you've got a lot of wiggle room. This won't start curing on its own. And these things will kind of swim. You just kind of have to put them where you want them. Oops. Yeah, I think the non-reverse tweezers would work better. Of course, I'm not used to the reverse tweezers. You don't even have to worry about it getting, I mean, it doesn't have to be even unless you're that particular. I'm not going to be that particular. I'm just going to be lucky that they stay on. So you just kind of drop it and then it just kind of swims. Oh yeah, definitely think I need to center them a little bit. This would be fun if you had some teenage girls, like a sleepover or a craft party. So then you can just start placing. This one isn't a total shank button, but it has a little bit more girth. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a bigger pull to sit in. That's probably not going to work. Oop. We will have to figure something out for that one. That one does not work. I was hoping it would work, but it doesn't. Okay, so let's get our cross. And I'll pop that down there and see it's kind of starting to slide to the edge. Slide to the right. And I'm just literally plopping stuff wherever. You can kind of move stuff around. I hope it's got enough UV resin to... That's orange. I don't want orange. Pick yellow. Okay, I probably should get some littler pearls, but these will work. Oh, put that one upside down. That's what I need to get. That one over there. Okay, so my pearl kit, where'd it go? One of my kits came with a wax pencil to help pick up those pearls. Just need to find it. I don't know where it went, but you really need like a sticky thing to place the flat pearls. I'll try this, but I don't know if it's going to work. That worked. Y'all still with me? You know, this is probably kind of like literally watching paint dry. And here's these little cute little pearl hearts. Push that down. I guess we'll just go with that right there. See, and if your spacing's wrong, you can kind of fix it. That looks pretty cute. So I'm going to get out, actually, I'm going to get out the base so I can kind of help cure it from the bottom. So I think this light just magnetizes. So I'm going to stick, I didn't think that out very well. I'm going to take it off of this, and since that's clear, it slides kind of right into there. I'm going to do it for 5 minutes. Hey, Miss Tatiana. Ashley says, asked if she, no, you didn't tell me you met Bonita. Hey, Miss Tatiana, how are you? Well, how did you meet Bonita? Oh, that's what it does. It has, well, this it has little ridges where that tray fits in, kind of like a little oven. Okay, so while that's curing, we're going to get one of these hotel keys out, and we're going to try that Ultra Mod Podge. And we'll do some. So we're going to get some of these. We'll use a couple of those. Probably just one. And it has some sticky on it, but I think I can pull that off actually. These dog things were in the paper crafting section. So it has some double-sided tape on it. So I'll close that up. And then we'll get one of these gold pins fit. Tatiana says she's good. Yeah, but nothing else will. So that one's too big. So we'll do this gold one. Is that gold? Or is that not a very bright gold one? And then I have too much stuff. Ashley said it was last. Oh, that's right. Last month at the Flipping Fabulous Vendor Night. I actually was driving by because what did I have to do? I think we might have gone to the office, and I actually saw Bonita down there. Or no, I saw you setting up, and then Bonita said she was there. That's right. So let's get. I think I have some white with gold lettering letters, so we'll do Fur Mama on this one. Yeah, I don't. Hindsight, I'm not for sure. Putting all these letters together was a great idea because I have my R and S together, so I have like double the letters to look through. Oh, that one's pink. Come on. White R with gold lettering. No whammy, no whammy. Wheel. So yeah, I'm gonna have to totally rethink that. Let's just, I can't find an R that's gold. We'll just go back to the black letters. And then we'll do Mama. And it was, when I was sorting, it was really hard to distinguish the M's and the W's. Okay, so on this Mod Podge Ultra, so it's the Mod Podge, it comes in matte or gloss, but when you can go shiny, go shiny. So it says it can be applied to almost any surface by spraying, brushing, or pouring. Shake well before using. Prime the nozzle with a few pumps. Spray and even coat. While surface is wet, add design elements, paper, fabric, sand, shells, or other 3D projects. Wipe to remove excess. Allow to dry 24 hours. So when I saw it being done, let's give it a shake. They just kept spraying layers. So, let's see, I'm going to get a paper towel so I can protect. So I'm just going to spray into that well a little bit. Let's zoom y'all in a little bit. Did that zoom at all? Nope. There. That might help a little bit. And it's going to come out white, kind of, but it dries clear. I probably should have wiped this keychain down with some rubbing alcohol. I'm just going to try to get it, and it doesn't help that my color tray is probably uneven. That might help. Okay, so where did my little pieces go? They're buried. So we'll have to I'll have to report back as to how this one does. I'm just going to get them on there for now. Where'd my shtick go? There. And we're just going to kind of move them around. It's fur, F-U-R. It's not F-U-R-R, is it? Is it F-U-R-R? I'm going to do mama while somebody Googles fur. I think it may be 2 R's. Nope, I was right. That one doesn't want to. She don't want to cooperate. These are persnickety. There. I'm just trying to spray so that it kind of fills up. And then I'm going to get some gold glitter, I think. I'm just going to sprinkle the glitter. Oh, that's pretty. Except for now it's covering up my letters because I got glitter all over my letter, or stuff all over my bring some of that down. Try to get that glitter off of my letter F. Whoops. That wasn't smart. It's not terrible. Okay. Let's put that back. And then we're just gonna have to let that sit for a wee bit. What can I put it on to move it? Need something flat. Oops. Let's just use that. Oh, she be liquidy. Okay, we're just gonna let that sit off to the side. Oh, she be draining. Okay. Okay, let's get, so this is an alternative if you don't want to use UV resin, although it's super simple. Okay, so let's check out our little holy cow. How cute is that? Now, the ones I've seen were just filled with junk. That is super cute. You could do so many things. I also saw, and they're not going anywhere. They're stuck in there. Oh my gosh, that is super cute. I am in love. So you could do, I saw one, the same lady that I like to watch on TikTok, and I'll come back in and I will link her in the comments. She used like a strawberry shortcake sticker, and then so she resined it. She resined the keychain. She put the sticker down. She added another layer of resin to protect the sticker, and then she added strawberries and red stuff, and it just said like very sweet or sweet. So that is super fun. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. I'm probably going to spend hours. And this is something like if you wanted to get crafty like on your lunch hour, because I mean, once I got past all the organizing and the trying to just figure it all out, it literally, I mean, it takes 5 minutes to cure each time you add a layer of resin. So like if you had a decent sized light like this whole thing fits in there, and you could do, let's see if all of that fits in, and it just slides in like this. I guess I should have linked my light. If you get them all close together, all 4 of them pretty much fit in there. So you could cure 4 at a time, or you could cure 2 while you're working on another 2. Let's do, oh, I've been on for an hour. Maybe I should hop off. But I could do a little one for Luna Girl. Or have you seen enough? Let me know if you want me to do another one. I would love to. Where'd my mouse go? Okay, let's just do one more. Shall we? Let's do a dog bone. These were 6 for $1.29. So $1.30 divided by 6 is roughly 20 cents, 25 cents, 20 cents. Okay, so remember this has to pull off. There's a, Jason says, keep going, you're having fun. Okay, so if I have a disaster. So these always have a protective layer. Oh, which I forgot to pull off of the other one. And I bet if you wanted to add more stuff, you could just keep pooling in resin everywhere. But I kind of like the way we did it. Well, let's pull off that back piece. I almost forgot. You could probably leave it on as a protected piece. Oh my goodness, that looks even. Oops. Look how cute that is. I need to put my hand. It's not gonna. There we go. I was worried that you were going to be able to see where I sanded, but you can't even see where I sanded. There's the backside. Super forgiving. Look at all that sparkle. OMG, I'm having fun. Okay, so let's just keep playing. I have a little bit of resin left in there, but I think I'm just going to pour a little bit in there. I don't think this one's going to take as much. Let's do a little bit of this silver. So we're just going to pour this on. And we're going to spread it out. I think I need. You just want to push it out to the edges. Okay. I'm going to go over it with this lighter. And that's supposed to pop any holes you might have. So I think I need a torch. You can also spray it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. So that just kind of blooped everywhere. I need something that does a finer mist. Yeah, I need to find a torch, I think. That doesn't work. Okay, so let's pop this in. I think we'll do it for 5 minutes, and then we'll pick out our charms. Because I think it's just you and I on, Jason. I think we'll just go simple and do some of these larger letters. Let's do this orange one. Oh gosh, look at that. My U went flying. Luna. there's a blue one. Perfect. Okay. I'm not going to do those flowers for Luna. These are just little silver sequins. Those might work. Just pop some of those on there. Whatever works. Ooh, those would be pretty. Let's dig into these. Ooh, those would be cute. Try to get some of the smaller ones. I think I've gotten most every color. Do I have green? Yep. Did not have that color, which I need that color. Those are fun. And then maybe some of the white hearts. Let's see what that looks like. 5 minutes was probably a bit excessive, but that's okay. Throw some of this away. I really love how that turned out. Oops. There's some sticky. Oh, I just love how that turned out. I'm quite impressed. I mean, it's not perfect, but these would make, and you could use them as bag charms instead of, and not just keychains. And I could probably, this is chunky-ish, so I might be able to sprinkle some of that on there too. Oops, I think I just, so if you're using your silicone tools and it does, you do accidentally cure your stuff in your tools, it'll just peel right out. Put that over there. But you do want to try to keep everything separate, which I didn't do a very good job. Okay, let's see what that one looks like. Yep, it's hardened, but there are a lot of bubbles. You can probably see some of them, but that's okay. I'm still learning. It doesn't feel as, it's also very sticky. Okay. So let's flood this with more resin. This will kind of act as our glue. And I discovered that holding this flat or parallel with the keychain surface helps me move it a little bit easier. And it, because I was kind of just scratching at it, and that's when I would get some of those holes. This kind of keeping it flat and parallel to the surface of the keychain helped me to get it on all the areas. So we're just going to do, and I may not be able to use, this might be too big, but L, U, oops, and you can just get them sort of where you want them. I need to get my wax pencils out. These tweezers are a little difficult. They don't have to be straight. I actually might purposely kind of cattywampus them. I'm not going to have room for all this. That's okay. We'll just put on there what we can. Oops, I just pushed some of that over the edge. See, they kind of float on their own. I don't want them all symmetrical either. Meaning I don't want them like up and down the same. Something must not be level. Jason says it's adorable. No. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of glitter. This is a little bit chunkier. We're just experimenting. Yeah, we're just experimenting. Sorry. VeggieTale flashback. Okay. Let's see if that works. Oh, I just stuck my finger in that other one. And now I have gold glitter all over myself. I kind of want to get the glitter off of the glitters. maybe when after I've, okay, let's pop that in. I'm just going to put that into, actually it works better if I do it that way. Okay, so let's do that for 5 minutes, and I'm going to clean up a bit. Okay. Oops. Okay. So note to self, I need to find some very shallow compartmented, kind of like this, for my alphabet letter. Something that's very shallow so that I don't have to put multiple styles in the same thing, because that was too hard to fish through. But it doesn't have to be done this weekend. So if you are going to try this, let me know. And definitely tag me. If you have more questions about the UV resin, let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer them if I know the answer. I think I have a set of blue tools like this. These are silicone on one end, and they are like dot tools on the other, different sizes. I probably got these I would imagine at Hobby Lobby. I got a red set from Michael's. These little orange sticks, isn't that what they call them? Those work. This in a with one of my resin sets. It actually worked really well. I'm going to spray it with some rubbing alcohol to try to get some of that resin off. And this I'm actually going to, this has a little bit of resin in it. I'm just going to stick it under there and set that, and then I'll just be able to peel it off. So let's bring in our other doodad. But she's still floaty. And it floats a lot. In fact, here. We're just going to have to leave her alone. And I'll show you what she looks like throughout the weekend. So yeah, I think that's going to be fun. I'm going to be making all the keychains. I do need to get a torch, a little mini torch kind of thing. But I don't have to have everything yesterday. Anybody? Let's see. Hopefully we're done soon. So next on my list is to try to do some RSVP pens. So I found some little mini funnels at Hobby Lobby. So hopefully that'll help. And this stuff I'm going to recycle everything. I try to recycle all my packaging. Oops. Okay. Okie doke. Just wait for that to finish. Has anyone ordered any of the fall goodies yet? Just leave that there. I'm gonna dump quick while we're waiting. Oops. Ouch. This little thing, I'm gonna have to go get some more of these little snack boxes from Dollar General. These are what these little snack box packaging came in. So it's 10.5 by 7 and 7.4 by 1.5. They're just called snack boxes. They were at Dollar General. There happened to be 2 right there, so I snagged the 2 that I found. Ooh. Get that out of the way. And see, this kind of, it just peels right out when it's done. Makes a cute little blob of something. So now that's all nice and clean. Everything just peels right out of it. That's why a lot of UV resin things are silicone based. So it just peels right off of it. I think that's done. It's interesting. Let me, I'm sitting on my cardigan. I can't get my arm all the way up there. It's interesting. I got some resin on the letters, so then when I sprinkled the glitter, it kind of got on my letters. So you just kind of have to play around with that. I don't recommend sprinkling glitter. I mean, you can. It definitely hides if you have any air bubbles. So yeah, fun. I really love the first tips. Except let's go ahead and take off the backing. That might help. Remember, these have that protective layer on the back side. Oh yeah, that makes a huge difference. It's a lot less cloudy. Look how fun. So these are the 2 UV resin junk keychains that we did. And then we have this one that is still drying, so I will show you that over the weekend. I can roughly, so that's what it looks like, but it's drying. It's very liquidy. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Ugh. Yay. Yay for TikTok. Okie doke. So there's our cute little keychains. Here's our little dog tag that we made. Too fun. I'm so excited. Yay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I hope to be on. I have a ton of project ideas. So I want to be on at least once or twice this weekend. 1, I love hanging out with you guys, and 2, being live just helps me get things done. So 2 birds, 1 stone, a couple of live videos, we should be good to go. But if you happen to make these, let me know. Or if, obviously I have lots to share, so if you want any little embellishments, let me know. I will, if you don't want to go full ham and buy every little thing like I did, because you probably shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that. But let me know. I'll give you a little container full of stuff. Let me know what phrase you or little letters you want, and I'll let you have a keychain or 2 to practice with. You would probably have to buy your own UV resin, and probably should buy your own UV resin. I could probably let you borrow my flashlight if you're local to me. But if you want to go ahead and buy the UV resin and the flashlight from my chalk site, I could probably send you a little goodie of embellishment and a keychain or 2. So just let me know. Or I could even sell you a little kit. I would be more than happy to create that for you. So just let me know. I'm here for you. If you make these and you post them, tag me or tag my business so I can see what you're doing. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I hope you all have fun. I hope you all have a great weekend. Miss Ashley said so much fun. Jason says he loves it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me while I tried something very new and outside of my comfort zone. So with that, I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.